guys, Coach Joe, lead founder of Zat Strength and the Grindhouse Training Systems, here to answer a question. I'm actually pretty excited about this question. It's from a buddy who I played college lacrosse with, and he really got into working out and fitness, and he kind of has the same sort of situation with the garage gym, and he pretty much just wants to know my story and then kind of learn the back end of things with the running a business or running a garage gym or anything out of your garage really, and kind of how I got here. So going to be as short as possible, but it's going to be a long video. All right, but it's going to be a good background on myself with my story and, like I said, how I got here. So if you got the time, listen to it. I'm going to share some valuable information, okay? So I grew up, I was never the coolest kid, right? I was a video game nerd, like as nerdy as you could get, and I did karate, all right? And karate really taught me a lot of the founding principles of where I am today. Integrity, honesty, humiliation, really how to get stronger mentally, using the mind and the body. Then I moved on and get my black belt. And then after that, I really started my career as an athlete. I started, playing lacrosse. I wrestled a little bit, played football through high school, and then I played a year of lacrosse at Albright College. So that's where I met my friend who's asking me this question. So pretty much how it all got started is I always loved training. I always loved going to the gym, and to me it was way more than just the weights. It was really me connecting, with my mind and my body and becoming a stronger version of myself physically and mentally. So I originally started with a personal trainer because I was diagnosed with a heart condition, which not a lot of people know about, and the whole point of the personal training was to strengthen my heart. I really got hooked on it, and that person, Mike Moosberger, shout out to you, was actually like my first mentor, and he really taught me the importance of strength and getting stronger, and how to get stronger with good technique and good form. Then I also had another trainer, his name was Rich, and he was business partners with Mike Moosberger, and they really helped me kind of my journey into fitness. And from then on, I continued to get stronger, and I then changed over doing like 5x5 stuff for football, and then I was doing bodybuilding stuff on my own. And then my senior year of high school, I told all my friends I was going to do a bodybuilding competition. They all laughed at me and said, whatever, screw you guys, I'm doing it. And that was probably the most motivated and self-disciplined I've ever been in my entire life. I was going to the gym before school, so I was getting there around like 6 sometimes, and then I'd be going to school, go to practice, go to the gym at night. And I did my first bodybuilding show, which to me was a huge success. I worked really hard for it, and it really taught me a lot about myself as a person and my passion. So I'd say that is the first big thing, was the bodybuilding show. Then, I was at Albright, and I'd always be working out, more so bodybuilding style routines. And some of the upperclassmen would kind of just come up to me and be like, dude, like, why are you drinking a gallon of water? Or, how do you get stronger, blah, blah, blah. So I went from being this nobody freshman to then the upperclassmen were kind of talking to me, and they started wanting to work out. So we would work out, and the next thing you know, like, people are carrying around their water jugs and eating healthy and all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool for me, being young and having these older kids look up to you. So in my spare time, doing my studies, I would really just research. And, instead of playing video games, I started watching workout videos on how to better myself. And I would actually steal meals from the cafeteria by going and buying Tupperware containers from the dollar store to make sure I was getting the proper macronutrients and good healthy meals. So from there, I started really thinking, I could make some money off of doing this. If people want this knowledge, I can't be giving it away for free all the time. So I ended up having my first client, and his name was Kyle. So shout out to Kyle. And Kyle was like, a little bit, he was just an awesome kid. He said I started a Spanish class in college. And I would train him like 3 times a week for like 20 bucks a week. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything crazy. It was really nothing. But I just enjoyed it. And being in college, $20 a week, holy shit. That is, oh my God, that is beer. That is getting into a party. That's like going to the dollar store with a girl and buying her some dollar store shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just awesome. So then I really kind of came to a crossroad when I was playing lacrosse, and I got kind of burnt out with lacrosse. And I just had a different sort of mindset, and I knew I probably wasn't coming back to the school because I didn't like it. So I quit the lacrosse team, and I knew I wasn't going to come back. And in between there, I was doing community college classes from home, and I met this girl, Michelle Bauer, who is amazing, and she gave me the first opportunity to really be a trainer. And she was starting a business called Next Level Fitness. It's a mile down the street from where I am right now. And I've worked there for 2 years. And that was really one of the best experiences of my life, and especially as a professional. You know, I grew from being an immature 18-year-old to a mature 22-year-old, and I got, you know, I was just thrown into the fire. You know, I was there since we were knocking down the walls to build almost a 10,000 square foot facility, you know, and the whole time I was doing that, I was getting my feet wet. I was involved with clients. I was getting used to different groups of people, getting used to kids, adults, you know, athletes, people who were overweight, people who were in shape. So it was a really great experience for me to really learn a lot about all different people, and then kind of find myself a little bit. So I was there for 2 years. Like I said, it was an amazing experience, and I thank everyone over there so much for that. I'm so grateful for everything that you guys have really done for me and continue to do for me. As you see, I'm actually wearing one of their shirts. You know, I go work out there probably every day because I feel at home there. So thank you for everything there. As a shout out to you guys. So that was, you know, one of the biggest things for me is just getting the experience, you know, and it is great experience, and you need that experience. So what I did there was I built my name. So people really got to know who I am and to know about me. And my whole goal was always to be the best trainer possible, you know, and I always wanted to grow as a trainer. I was never content with average. And I would see trainers doing bad things at other gyms, or I would see things that I wasn't happy with other places. And I always wanted to be really held accountable as a great trainer and a great person, and that I gave the clients everything that I could, which I think is huge. You need to make sure that you're giving your clientele, you know, treat them as family, because that will come back to you in tenfold. And one of the other big concepts is you have to understand it took time. It takes time. You know, I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning, you know, 3 days a week to run classes. You know, and I'm coming in at all different odd hours. I'm taking, you know, clients that my schedule isn't fit for, but I need the money, I need the experience. So you really just kind of throw yourself into the situation, and that's how you learn, that's how you get better, and that's how you build experience. So like I said, I was there for 2 years, right around 2 years, and then I came to a crossroads where I took a job being a pool tech, right, working at pools, you know, my skimmer, right, my zinc on my nose, that whole gig, listening to my iPod, just vacuuming pools for 12 hours a day, cleaning pools, getting, you know, and dude, there's no such thing as the pool man fantasy. There are no hot girls at the pool business unless you're like in California, but I'm in Pennsylvania, and it's old ladies in bikinis with saggy skin, saggy boobs. So it was just, you know, I'm sticking my hand in here, pulling out rats, and I'm terrified of snakes, and snakes are trying to bite me. So thank God I had some really fun coworkers, because other than that, it was not for me. But the big key point of that is I found out that I'm never going to be a 9-to-5 guy working, you know, either a blue collar or a white collar job. It's not me. I'm a diehard go-getter to follow my passion. So that was a huge lesson I learned from there. And I did. I went to work all the time. I was working 40 plus to 50-hour work weeks, you know, busting my balls, learning about pools, immersing myself in something new and growing. And it truly was what it was, a growing experience. And I think I matured a lot as well, because I figured out what I wanted in life and what I needed to do in my calling. So after that pool job, I came back, and due to some situations, I needed money, right? And the pool season, as you know, it's not year-round because we have winter. It's 3 degrees outside right now, so I'm not going to be a pool man. So I went back to my roots, and I bit the bullet, and I slowly started getting clients to train with me. And 8 months ago, this was a 2-car garage, either with a car or just, you know, all sorts of garage stuff that was in here. Now, you know, 8 months later, we got, you know, 5 slam balls, kettlebells, kegs, a rig, bumper plates, you know. So it's really cool to see how it evolved. And like I said, I wasn't expecting it to become anything big. I just needed some extra cash. But what happened is through my rep and, you know, me as a trainer, word of mouth started to spread, which is another huge thing. And that was all due to me getting the experience, or going to places to coach, or doing the extra clients, and just working, you know, my balls off for people to know who I am. And there are things that helped, like building a website for a blog, having an Instagram, and talking over Facebook. But I think the real thing is just networking yourself. So you want some tips on the garage gym is, one, it's not easy at all. Okay? And if it wasn't for me getting experience as a trainer and as an athlete and as a coach other places, it really wouldn't have worked. So the only way it worked is because I had a following. So you really need to make sure that you have a following. All right, so get yourself out there as much as possible. I think you said that you work at a place like once a week. Well, if you're working at that place once a week, your goal should be the best goddamn trainer possible at that place. You should have your boss approaching you for a managerial position or something like that, or you should be trying to rank in as much clients as possible. And the only way to do that is to just be different than everybody else, be very passionate and strong in what you believe, and you have to work very hard. So that's my first step, is build that clientele. The second step is, establish yourself with like a blog, or be more social about it on Facebook, or send out text messages to people, and just reach out and kind of tell them what your service is about. And the other thing is, you're gonna have to do stuff for free. Okay, I do free workouts every Sunday for new people, for people that I train, and they're always free. You never have to pay anything. So you need to convince people to spend the money before you ask them for money, right? So always get out there, do free stuff for people. Run them through a free session, or tell them what you're all about, and that'll come around tenfold. So, like I said, build your clientele. Okay, start doing some free stuff, and really make sure that you're moving up in the ranks to become the best trainer possible at your place. Like I said, because if I didn't have the following or the clientele, this place wouldn't be here today and it wouldn't be working. So I think that a huge thing with personal training is a lot of word of mouth, right? You could be the most amazing trainer, but if you haven't convinced those people of that, then they're not going to spread word. So it's kind of like if what movie's out right now? I don't know. What's that movie with the American Sniper, right? I heard American Sniper was amazing from every person I talked to. So what I went and saw American Sniper. So if you establish yourself as the best coach, the best trainer in the area, people are going to go right to you just through other people's opinions, right? And then when they get there, you have to deliver everything that they said. So in the garage, it's definitely been growing. I've had probably 20 to 30 clients, in here, or people that I train. A lot of them are new. I really didn't take anybody from next level. It's all just a lot of new people, which is great, and a whole new network of people. And everything in here, as you can see, is all bought from myself, or it's created. So, we got the bar, that's from Craigslist. I get the bands, so it's very low overhead for me because I'm in the garage. All the kettlebells, the mats, the kegs, and all this stuff. Like, I have chlorine jugs over there that I use as a pool man. I take them and I fill them with water and sand, so now, we can hold them. So my thing is I'm a kid in college. I don't have much money. It's a struggle for me because this stuff is expensive as shit. Like, I don't think people realize how expensive gym stuff is. So if you ever go into a gym or a CrossFit box or any facility, first thing you should do is appreciate the equipment, because that shit is expensive as hell. But through people I knew and through working hard, now I got dumbbells, I got tires, all the basics. And my training is really formed around functional fitness. So I don't need machines or anything like that. And everything we use has worked to get athletes very strong and a lot stronger. So I'm very confident in what I do. So you don't need much. But you got to be prepared, to work hard, and you don't want to take out a loan or make any investments. That's another point that I'm giving you. Don't borrow money or anything like that. Do it slowly and steadily on your own. Trying to think. From legal aspect of it, okay? You want to make sure that you're LLC or a sole proprietor, okay? So that gives you a business title. And then you also want a DBA, all right? So it's doing business as. So that's where, instead of just taking cash from people, you can put it into a business account. So that's a really smart move. Always make sure you have waivers, right? Sign a waiver. I think a waiver is like, it's perfect. But some people, are really like anal with that kind of stuff. So you got to make sure that you're a professional facility or a professional business. You can go a little bit at a time without having to do any of that, but you're really going to need to do it just because the way it is today. Back then, like, you get away with it like 10 years ago, but now, people are really cracking down with businesses. So you got to make sure you're a legit business. So this is a grindhouse. It's a legit business. Like DBA, all that kind of stuff. So that's huge. And like I said, the thing you have to realize is it's really just not easy. So this is the truth in what I'm telling you is I would stay at that gym as long as possible, or try to get more hours at other gyms where you're not the owner, because once you take on ownership of a place, there's so much back-end work that you guys don't see, or that I never knew about, that I have to take care of, like the legal stuff. You know, I'm up later, I'm up earlier working on video footage for the YouTube channel. I'm working on talking to people. I'm working on trying to network myself. So that takes a whole lot of energy. That's like 20 hours of work a week just trying to, so you can see this, just so I can be here in front of a camera. And people don't understand that. And I didn't understand that working, you know, as a coach. Like I saw it a little bit and I was a little bit involved before at the place I used to work at, but nowhere near as much as I am now. And this is a small business. This is in a 2-car garage. So imagine if you had to run like a 7,000 square foot place. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and a lot of planning. So my suggestion to you would be get to a place or multiple places, right, where you're just a coach or you're just a trainer and all you have to do is work on is being the best possible coach or the best possible trainer. Because if you can cut down on all the other stuff you need to put energy to and just focus on all your energy towards the business, that's going to be so much more helpful and so much more key. You know, I'm at the point now where it's like I really wish I had someone who could help run the business while I'm not doing all the other stuff, because my huge, you know, thing that I go by is I need to give my clients everything that I have every single session. So if I'm working, you know, 4+ sessions, that's 4 hours of work. You know, my energy is going to go down. I'm not going to be the best as I was at 8 a.m. compared to 12, you know. So you always want to give the clients every single thing you have. So if you're starting to dwindle with your energy and dwindle with your training, you need to do something about that, right? Because people are going to see that and they're going to notice that and they're not going to be happy about that. So always be giving them the best that you can. Other than that, like I said, it's a lot of back-end work, but it's so rewarding. I tell people all the time, if you follow your passion, you know, and people say, oh, you follow your passion, you never work a day in your life, okay? That's bullshit. If you follow your passion, right, all that means is that when the days are tough and the days are hard and you're not making money and you're struggling, it makes it so much more rewarding knowing that in the end, right, you're doing what you love rather than doing something under somebody telling you what to do, how much you're worth, and you have nothing to say about that. Okay, so it is a lot of hard work, and sometimes it's harder than just working a 9-to-5 job because there's so much extra stuff that goes into it. But it's very rewarding. I've had a lot of big success. You know, I'm growing as a trainer. I'm young. I'm 22 years old, brother. So there's a lot of things that I don't know, that I haven't learned, that I'm trying to learn. And it's just a journey and it's a process. But you know, I'm glad that you're interested in this type of thing. And you were saying something about, like, you know, how to train them or Olympic lifting, blah, blah, blah. Create your own style. Create, you know, or do some research, you know, and if you want to be an Olympic lifter or just train Olympic lifting, people stay in that niche and really try to master that niche. You know, I create garage forged badasses. Do we do some Olympic lifting? Yes. Is that all we do? No. We do things, you know, with stuff in the garage. We do stuff with cars in the neighborhood. You know, it's very garage centered and orientated. So that's my niche, you know, hardworking people who want to be garage forged badasses or gladiators forged in the garage. But if you do follow it and you stay passionate about it, right, you're going to do amazing. So I guess I'll just recap on everything, and that is make sure that you apply or start getting more positions at these places, right, that suit your schedule, and become the best trainer possible there. Okay? If you're doing stuff on the side in your garage, make sure you're a legit business. If it's 1 or 2 people, that's fine. Nothing's going to happen. But if you're taking in, like I have people who park outside of the house and there's like a line of cars most of the time. So, you know, to me, that's more of a risk with anything with a business or someone saying something or calling somebody. So I'm a legit business just because I have to be. So if you're at that point, definitely be a legit business, okay? But kind of see and feel how it is. The other thing too is it all depends, you know, through word of mouth. So make sure that you're building your clientele, giving them 150%, and then things are going to start spreading word of mouth to where, you know, you don't have to be reaching out as much to people, and things are going to start just coming to you, which is, I think, at the point where I'm starting to get at. You can establish a website. I use Weebly. It's free. But then if you want any of the other stuff, it's like, I think it's maybe like $100 a year for me for my Weebly, which isn't bad at all. $100, you get a website for a year. And then I do like blog posts on that. The big thing for me that's been working is Instagram. You got to really follow the trends like of technology, the highs and lows. And Facebook's pretty dead. Instagram is doing great right now. I don't use Twitter at all. I mean, maybe I should, but that's like I said, that's too much for me to even think about right now. But the Instagram is great. You know, I went from nothing to 1,030 followers, and I think I've gotten, you know, anywhere from like 10 to 15 people to say something about it through that. And in a business aspect, 10 to 15 people out of 1,000, that's a real good turnout percentage, right? So I'm continuing to drive and produce that. And that's a whole separate thing. That's all just a business. That's not my personal Instagram. So I would say make sure you tailor it all to the business. The other thing is just be super respectful of other coaches and other trainers. You know, be very confident, but never be cocky. And that's something I definitely have to learn growing up is, you know, the fitness industry is very cutthroat. It's brutal, man. Like people stealing clients and people bad-mouthing trainers and all that kind of stuff. So don't get caught up in any of that. Sometimes it's easy to, right? But just play your game, be yourself, be nice to everybody, kill everybody with kindness, and just, like I said, be the best trainer you can be, and people are going to start coming back to you. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And like I said, it's been an amazing journey. It's great. If you have any other questions, feel free to shoot me an email or text me. Now you have more of a background on kind of how I got started and what the business is all about. But just make sure you're all about your clients. Once you become a solid business person, that should be the day you retire, because your passion isn't business, your passion is training and helping people. So always remember that. Or at that point, have somebody help you with the business. And I've definitely grown as a business person a lot, and as a mature adult and a mature person. But at heart, I'm still passionate about training. That's my number one goal, my number one priority is to train people to get stronger, both physically and mentally. So this is the Grindhouse. You know, it's a badass place. I absolutely love it. It makes waking up early a lot better, knowing that I open the door and, you know, it's game time, and it's what I love to do. So, like I said, hope this video helped. Feel free to contact me. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out Zat Strength on Instagram. And if you have any questions, email zatstrength@gmail.com. Peace!